my name is Bill, and today I'm going to make an updated version of my mom's rhubarb pie. I'm going to add raspberries. I've seen it, with strawberries lots of times, and I'm not a big fan of strawberries, so I'm going to try the old raspberry trick. I think that raspberries are a good complement. They're a little more delicate, so it'll be a little interesting to see how it all works out. And I do like rhubarb pie with just pure rhubarb in it, but that's fine for me. But a lot of people are just like, man, it's just too much. So this is kind of an interesting recipe that I came up with. And first of all, I got a 350 oven. It's going to be too near in just a second. And I need 6 cups of fresh fruit. I've got 3 cups of rhubarb, 3 cups of raspberry. Clink. I've got a 9-inch pie crust. It's in the freezer. It's actually one of my leftovers from when I made quiche one time. And then I just use a pie crust, a rolled up pie crust. It's actually my grocer's brand. I don't think it really makes a difference. So I'm really basically ready. I want to keep the pie crust in the freezer till I'm ready to stuff it. Other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. So like I said, I've got my 4 tablespoons of butter that I melted. I don't want the butter all hot and bubbly, so I melted it. Room temperature, it's going to stay melted for a while. And what I'm going to add is I have the first secret, which nobody ever does. I've got 2 tablespoons of vanilla. I like pure vanilla extract. I just think that artificial vanilla that doesn't really taste the same. I have 1 1/3 cups of sugar, granulated sugar. I'll tell you what's going to be here in a second. So the other thing is that lots of people use flour as kind of the thickening agent. I've tried different things like arrowroot, but I really think that cornstarch is better. So I've just got a 1/4 cup of cornstarch right here. Cornstarch is so weird to work with, but I just think it works better. What I want to do, I'll get this all incorporated. This is where you really see how cornstarch is so weird. It's like 0 gravity stuff. So this is just making a really nice mixture for all my fruit. Okay. It's all mixed together. Now what I want to do, I want to dump my fruit into a really big bowl. Hoping this bowl works big enough. I usually use a bigger one, but it's like industrial strength, so I thought I'd try this one just to try it out. And when you measure out solid like this, which has a shape to it, obviously if you have just 6 cups, if you compressed it down, it wouldn't be. So actually this looks on the measuring cup more like 7, and that works out pretty good. So now I just want to get this and kind of sprinkle it in here. Get this all in here. One of the things I want to do is because I want to be really gentle. I don't want to break this all up. I was concerned about the raspberries. This is how I mix it together. It didn't take a whole lot to do this. And one of the things I have here, which is really cool, it's used for like folding. The French use this. I think it's called a French spatula. It's really cool because it really helps you kind of get in there and make sure. And if you're scraping, I bought this actually because I used to make chocolate mousse all the time. It's a really good way to fold the ingredients together if you have whipped ingredients that you don't want to break down. Okay. So everything's basically room temperature for this except for the pie crust. So just working with these two spatulas makes it really, really easy. So while this is going to sit for a minute, I have the roll top. I just want to put a little flour on the cutting board. Just want to open it up. I don't need it very big. I just want to make sure it's rolled flat. Over, make sure I don't want a lot of excess flour around here, just enough. But we're going to have to cut the edges off, but it's going to be about this size. Actually, this one worked out pretty good. I didn't have to cut it, but I need some little breathing holes, some vent holes. So I figure my center's about here. Just want to go cut out some little pieces. Just like Grandma used to do. Mine aren't pretty. Some people make shapes. I think you can actually make like cutters that are specific for this. I just want a couple pretty good size. And holes here. I'm just going to take a little bit more of this one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this away, and I want to get my pie crust out and get it filled. So move this, put it up here out of my way. Good job, good job. Alright. So I got my very frozen pie crust here. I'm going to fill it. My fruit may not all fit. It is going to cook down a little bit. So you want it full, not too mounded, or you're going to have a big mess on your hands. Kind of drooling over this. This looks kind of good. This doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that's it really hung up on making things perfect. And that's why baking especially is kind of a mix of science and art. You do have to be pretty careful about your measurements, but you learn really quickly. It's like when you bake, you really have to know your oven, because a little variation in degrees makes a huge difference in how responds, how long things take to cook. So I'm just going to call this good. I know it's going to bake down. There's probably just a little bit left in the bottom here that I'm going to leave. Get some more rhubarb. Rhubarb cooks down pretty well. So does the strawberries. So just want to fill in some of those spaces. You can use frozen fruit. It's kind of a personal choice. I like to try, and that's why I don't make these very often, because I like to find fresh fruit. So we could either take it like this, put a crumb topping on it, but want to show it the old-fashioned way. I want to grab my pie crust. Mamma mia, it's like a pizza. Basically, go around here, crimp it. So because this is a frozen pie crust, it's in a tin. So now all I want to do is take my hand, just start kind of tearing the excess. It's pretty easy. No one will ever know you didn't make the pie crust. Looks perfect. Alright, we're almost done with this part. So what I'm going to do is I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Just want to make this look cool. Whole thing. Pie crust. Nice and coated. They do make pastry brushes. I see no reason why not to go to the hardware store and just buy them. It's going to poison you. You're not eating it. If you get a disposable one, who cares? You don't have to worry about cleaning it. Here's for the finishing touch. I've got I've got 3 tablespoons of sugar, a little shy of it, because I know I don't need the whole thing, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I was reading about this and I just thought that was a good addition. A little cinnamon kind of brings out the rhubarb, and I didn't want to put it in the stuffing, the filling, I'm sorry. I wanted it somehow elsewhere, and I just think I'm gonna sprinkle this. Once again, doesn't have to be perfect. So I rub between my fingers, I can really start to smell that cinnamon. It smells really good. And this is way more sugar than you're going to need. But I just want to have enough, and I like the ratio. I was actually reading an article from a famous person who does a lot of cooking, and they were saying they don't like to use a lot of sugar in with their rhubarb. And I like the taste of rhubarb, but not sure I can have a rhubarb pie that doesn't have a lot of sugar. Well, not a lot, but had enough sugar in it to cut that. But I think the cinnamon's a great idea. Alright, this is more than good. I can smell the vanilla, I can smell the cinnamon. Got all that veggie in there. Hope you think that looks really cool. And so, here's the fun part. So we're going to bake this at 350 for 30 minutes. Then you take it out, loosely put a piece of tin foil over it so that we cook the ingredients, the filling, without destroying the crust. And then we're going to cook it for 45 more minutes. So this does take a little while. This is an hour and 15 minutes of cooking at 350 altogether. And then when you take it out, it's got to cool for 2 to 3 hours to let the the filling gel. This is one of those things that you really can't rush. That's why back in the old days people would put their pies out on the windowsill to cool. But anyways, before this crust gets to room temperature, I want to get it in the oven. So we're going to see you back as soon as it's ready to come out of the oven. That's the beef. Alright, let me grab this out and take a look at it. So it's been half an hour. So one of the things I did do is I put a piece of parchment paper so we don't make a real bad mess. I just want to give it a look, see what's going on. The crust is going to be good. I think I'm going to tent it just to keep the crust from getting messed up. Remember, because we got 45 more minutes. Just want a loose tent without burning my fingers. Alright, so in 45 minutes, this should be ready for the 2 to 3 hour cool down. And of course, you'll see it right here. So we'll see you back in 45 minutes. Alright, so it has been that initial half hour. Make sure that the crust has good color to it. And then I put it back in the oven, and it did take 45 minutes. Fortunately, we had a little bit of a failure in the crust. It did separate a little bit and start to leak. Probably caused by the frozen pie shell didn't mate real well with the top I put on it. So the workaround is, this isn't a pie I would give to someone as a gift, but certainly if you could cut it and serve it and no one would know the difference. It just means the pie pan's a little messy on the outside. Thus I put it on a piece of tin foil here. I can tell you that it smells really great. I did cheat. I have tried filling. It's just the way I want it. It's got tartness, sweetness, everything you ever want. And I do really confirms that I like doing the raspberry with the rhubarb. I hope people out there are willing to give it a try. And obviously, if anyone can tell me how to do a better pie crust, it's actually the person I had do this to me. Probably I would say that I could have let the crust itself warm up a little bit, or the other thing would have been to put a little egg wash on the bottom pie crust, the edge of it, and put this on so this would have cooked into it. This is why we used a 350 oven. Another thing is that I think my oven's been a little off lately, so which happens with age. This poor thing is pretty old, but certainly this will be a great dessert. Remember, you want to sit out until it's room temperature. It could take a couple hours, and if you want to wrap it and throw it in the fridge, be my guest. I always refrigerate my pies. As you can see, because the pie pan is just a tin pan, is messy, I did throw a piece of foil under it so I don't smear stuff all over the place. But like I said, this will still taste great. Later I'm going to have a picture, try and decide whether I want to put a big dollop of good ice cream like Ben & Jerry's vanilla ice cream, or some whipped cream on it. Probably the ice cream, because I think that's the way to go. But certainly I'm drooling over, and this is a great pie. And I hope you all try it. Like I said, if anyone has any recommendations or anything to tell me about, please do comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.